welcome to Also Driven. I'm Jim.
I'm Sean.
And we're on our way to our friends at Lincoln Trailers. It is Lincoln Trailers?
Lancaster.
Oh, it's Lancaster Trailers. I should learn these things if these people are supposed to be our friends. By the way, Lincoln Trailers is absolutely nowhere near Lincoln.
They're also Lancaster.
Oh, I keep forgetting that, aren't I? Anyway, we're in Ely to get this thing.
On Lancaster Way Industrial Estate, that's why it's called that.
Oh, that makes perfect sense now. We always seem to find ourselves in these industrial estates, and there's usually some very sad looking car somewhere behind it, and I think even that Land Rover is beyond furious driving's capabilities to get it back on the road. Also, nice Holden thing badged as a Vauxhall. This is actually Sean's first ever attempt at towing. He's never done it before, he's always got me to do it. First time towing. Well done. He hasn't hit anything. Right, let's get this road on the show. We spend our lives basically strapping these things down and forgetting how to strap things down, don't we?
Yes. Yeah, it's very heavy.
You're being tailgated
By a Fiat.
by a very large Fiat. One of these days we will stop playing Car Jenga, won't we?
No. Never gonna happen.
Car Jenga is complete. Okay, so next stage for the 500L is that we need to fit a fog light, which I want to fit somewhere about here. We got some cool ones from Alan Bradley from the Motoring Podcast, who is on the car. We need to get the headlights adjusted and then take it for MOT. So that's our next stage. This doesn't bode well that the partial shelf has defeated you.
I can't get it out. How does this partial shelf get out? Who designed this?
Someone in Fiat, which means an Italian designed it, which means we can blame Matteo.
Oh, there we go. No, still not. Come on, for goodness sake. Let's see if Jim can do it better than me.
Right,
Do you have to push the seats forwards?
Okay, what does that do? Push this up.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's your
right.
car.
I haven't had it very long. Right. Probably. Right. Okay. So if you pull this up,
Nothing happened. Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
oh, it just all feels like it's going to snap. There you go.
Okay.
Right. That is possibly not the most convenient way to take a partial shelf out.
No, but how else do you do it without sort of really...
Also, I have to say, it is quite cool that you flip one thing and they do go the whole way forward.
Yeah, that's true. Although you do have this massive step.
Yeah, but that's only because we've got the false floor in.
Yeah, and that's the subwoofer, right?
Yes, that's the subwoofer.
It's
That's
massive.
That's the Beats audio subwoofer that we bought off the little old lady who owned this car.
Got some memories in the back of here. A little Italian catalogue or magazine. Oh, it's like a travelogue, a travel guide. That's cute. And that is a free Vermont newspaper. So we can learn all about the last 7 days in Vermont from September 2024. That's very up to date.
Maria had little clips inside to get those big massive light units out, and I believe these have something similar. There's a hole,
Always good.
and there's a peggy thing.
A hole and a peggy.
Yeah, well, like a thing
Is
that
that,
you put something into.
Is that like EastEnders?
Okay, what can you see?
I can see Clara now. Lorraine has gone.
Oh, has that got square pegs?
No, they are hexagonal.
Hexagonal? Okay.
Like Torx, but massive Torx.
Okay, we're going to need to get tools.
Okay.
Oh, color coordinated handbook.
Oh,
Same
that's
colour as the
cute.
card.
That's very cute.
That is very cute.
Awesome. I'm researching how to take the brake lights off. Watching YouTube. Is this a bit meta? Watching YouTube on YouTube. That's what we have. What do you do with them?
Break them loose with your 8mm Allen key and then
Okay.
remove by hand.
Okay, thank you. I can do that. Man on YouTube told me to use an 8mm Allen bit, so that is what I am doing to unscrew these plastic what's-its.
Success?
Yeah, just unscrewing them by hand now. They just need to be cracked off with my 8mm what's-it.
It is really strange that they
One.
don't give you an 8mm what's-it.
Yeah, you'd think in the toolkit there would be something.
Yeah.
I don't think these need to be as tight as they were, but then I suppose it does need to be watertight. So.
Yeah, I suppose, true. We'll see what it's like once we get them out.
Yeah.
Okay, yank.
This is the yank.
Ha ha ha. Serbian yank.
Serbian yank. There you go. Right. Oh, that's easy. That's good.
That is very
Okay.
easy. And
So
you just got a multi-socket on the
just a
back.
multi-sockety thing. There we go. Done.
Okay, let's go find out what sort of bulbs we're doing here.
Yes.
We didn't actually say the reason why we're doing this.
No, we should maybe record an introduction instead.
Okay. Although it's probably part of the whole.
Okay, we are amateurs in it.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the reason, Jim, why we are taking the lights off? To find out what bulbs they are.
With this being the American spec, these are red and they flash red when you want to indicate turning left or right, which unfortunately is illegal in the UK. But if you watch Furious Driving, when he brought the police cruiser over, he fitted green bulbs to red lenses because green and red make amber. So that is going to be our way of trying to get this through the MOT without having to change the lights, because what's the point in changing the lights to the Euro ones, because that's kind of what makes it special. I do think there's an awful lot of overcomplication with cars these days. I mean, like, that really could have been held in with a clip.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And they're just normal bulbs.
They are just normal bulbs. There's two of them. I don't know which one oh, that's brake and tail. There's two filaments, so that must be indicator.
Okay.
Presumably.
Right, so that's the one we need to change.
Shall we attach it to the thing and just double check?
Yep.
Yeah, that is definitely the indicator bulb. So we need to swap that one for a green one and hope for the best. Oh, keep it going. And you can see here, this is how it flashes red normally at the minute.
I've never actually really noticed it.
Oh,
right, okay, so it's the C,
it's the C bit.
The C bit?
The
Right,
C
okay.
bits. Okay, so that's cool. So that should be really, hopefully, pretty straightforward to change that to flashing amber. Let's cross fingers.
The other modification that we need to make is that the car has two reversing lights, which they don't have on the European cars. So, thankfully, from Alan from the Motoring Podcast, has sent us this tiny little fog light.
Okay. Where do we
Let's have a little look at it. All right, okay.
So it's kind of very flat,
Yeah,
discreet,
slightly sort of
chamfered.
rhombused. Yeah. Okay, so what side does the fog light need to be on a UK car?
It needs to be on this side of the car because
The
this
passenger
is
side?
Yeah, the passenger. Well,
Which would
this
be the
is
driver's side in the UK?
yes, it's the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, will it fit?
It might. I don't know. The number plate lights are in the way, and you want to put the number plate there, so I'm not entirely convinced.
Do we want to pull that up slightly so we can get a better look?
See what I mean? It's gonna. If we put it there, it's gonna foul on the number plate light a bit. I mean, we could screw it into the number plate light just there, but again, I think it might just. I don't know. What do you think?
What's our alternatives? It's not
Maybe.
perfect,
No.
and we will need to do something with the wiring to like shield it.
Okay. I have another here, which is if it's fitted on the tailgate, the wiring has to go through the tailgate into the car.
It does. Which means going through those.
Yeah. Are there alternatives?
Okay, let's look up the requirements for the minimum height of a fog light in the UK.
So we've looked up the requirements of the minimum height for the fog light in the UK, and apparently it's 25 centimetres. So I thought, let's put it under the bumper there, nice and discreet, and that is about 31, 32 centimetres for the bottom of the fog light. So I think that should work. Also means the wiring will be easier because I don't have to wire it through the tailgate. And it's not going to foul with the number plate lights and the number plate. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, no, it looks, let me just hold it there a second and let me just sort of look at it from a distance. Oh, that's really neat because it actually mirrors the sort of oblong exhaust on the other side.
It does.
Yeah. Nope, very happy with that. Good plan.
Cool. When I do it, I'll make sure that it's kind of equally mirrored so that it's exactly symmetrical with the exhaust pipe. Okay, let's see if the British number plate actually fits in this. Very low, isn't it? No.
Oh,
It's a bit
that's
too
extremely
low.
weird because
That's
that
really
means
strange.
they have designed.
So they've designed it for an American market. It's too big for an American number plate,
Yeah.
but it's too small for a normal British or European standard number plate.
I actually think, because I mean, we have imported one American car and two Japanese cars, and they have there is specific plates
Yeah.
in UK legislation that you can get for an imported car,
there is.
and the American one is the same size as that.
Yeah, but if we can find something that's slightly bigger, I mean,
Well, the only thing is, what I would say is, when we fit this, the problem is these holes are pre-mounted in the American number plate, whereas we
Oh,
can
so-
move that up a good half-inch, so it doesn't look quite so
Oh, right on the bottom.
on the bottom.
Okay,
So we could get the American style number plate
make it fit.
for here,
better.
but just move it up slightly so it's
Yeah.
not sort of like right on the
Okay,
the
well,
lip
we'll
of the
have to play
tailgate. Yeah, sure. We're just noticing the screws are very rusty that hold this American
It's
number
okay, they're
plate on.
turning.
So I just think we should maybe take the Vermont plate off.
Yeah, it's turning.
Yes, and rust is falling out of them.
Which is always good, son.
Yeah, because you know, Italian cars and rust, not a good combo.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that looks eek.
I don't think that's rust. I think it's the plate that's rusting, not the car.
Yeah, but we'll treat that quite extensively.
One Vermont number plate taken off.
Yes, I'll share that with you. You can have one, I'll have the other.
So I know this is your car, and I know that this is like American rugged Vermont spec, and they have these weather things, beautiful floor mat things for snow and ice and stuff, but they don't fit very well.
Well, if you actually lift
And if
them
you
out,
lift them up, there's
there are.
beautiful original Fiat fitted floor mats.
I know.
What do you want to do? What are you going to keep?
Oh,
Are you going to do both? You're
well-
going to do summer and winter?
okay, so basically they are going to be kept.
Mhm.
They are going to be kept until we get this thing through an MOT, having people with big boots getting in and out of it and
point,
stuff like
yeah.
that, and then they will be put away somewhere, awaiting the oncoming apocalypse. Which, if we ever need to protect our carpets
Yeah,
from it,
that's
we'll
true.
put them back in again.
I mean, that I haven't taken it off before. That does lift the interior because it looked a bit messy.
Yeah, God, no. No.
Do you agree with
It
me?
was one of the very first things I checked on the car when I got it.
Oh,
so-
we're so in sync. I'm glad.
Yeah. So after your complaints about the rear seats in the,
Oh, yeah, the
jogger,
Yeah.
how do you feel about these ones, putting them up and down?
They seem very chunky and quite straightforward. Do you say they move forward and backwards as well, or is it reclining? You said.
No, I think they move forwards and backwards and recline.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
So if you put the seatbelt in and then pull,
Oh yeah.
there's various
There's a
levers.
lever under here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, slidey seats.
Oh.
So that's them as far back as what they go, but you can move them.
Forwards.
Yeah,
It's
so you-
actually still not too bad.
Just give it a little move again so we can see it on camera. That's quite a lot
It's
of
a
travel.
lot of travel, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, lots of versatility that
I
way.
think also as well, if you pull them forward slightly,
As in,
yeah, like as in slide the car seats, and then grab the handle at the door. There's a on the where it would be on a normal thing.
Yeah.
You should be able to make it recline.
Oh yes, I do. Oh,
So you've got reclining rear seats as well.
that's nice.
The whole interior is quite clever. It's not as clever as the first Renault Scenic, I think.
No, but it's
Still
it's a
quite
proper kind
clever.
of mini MPV. Okay.
Okay, let's see if we can pair this up. I had real problems trying to pair this
So
up.
you can't pair your phone, right?
No. And I was wondering, is it an iPhone
Okay.
problem? Sorry, is it a thing where it's
yeah.
only iPhones can connect
Is
to
it
it?
Uconnect?
Yes, it is Uconnect.
Okay.
So-
Uconnect?
No.
No, it doesn't work either. So it's a problem with the car, not a problem with your phone, I think.
Go to radio.
Does the radio work?
I think so. Let's see.
Uh,
Okay, so Radio 4, so there's nothing licensed on that. Do we have sound?
The food programme was presented by Jager Wise and was
Okay,
presented
yeah.
by
So
Wesley.
we have
Okay, that's good. Although it says that it's cartilage. That's the theme of Radio 4 is cartilage.
college.
It's
Okay, do you see anything that we can use to fit a switch for the fog light?
well, down here there's like a panel, so that'll be quite useful for me to be able to do that panel and get at the back of it properly. So maybe that'll be the best option.
Okay, so we just need to find a neat looking fog light switch that we can fit in there,
that'll
which
make you happy.
illuminates. Remember this time we
Oh,
need
yeah,
to
it has
have
to
it
illuminate.
illuminated.
Yeah.
So in the back of it, we actually have 110 volts American.
Oh wow.
We have an American power socket in the
Okay,
back.
so if we bought an adapter, we could plug in a UK 3-pin, although not 110 volts. So.
Well, if you were charging a small item like a toothbrush or
Okay.
something, but it does give you the
I always wanted to
option.
charge a toothbrush in a car.
Well, if you're camping,
That's true. There's a bit of a panini there as well.
I mean, this is insane levels.
It is
of
lots
room.
of yeah, and even when you have the seat fully forwards, it's still, for me, absolutely fine. Okay, time to get this fog light sorted. I have been and bought the switch, really simple illuminated switch from Wilco, the parts store, and I've done a little test with the battery there just to make sure that it works. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to take the live feed, the positive, from one of the tail lights, probably the one above me there, and then I'm going to earth it through the switch, and I've checked, which is why I did my little experiments with the battery. You only need 2 prongs. You can get away with just using 2 prongs. So it's just a simple, really simple switch, and it has to be illuminated according to British legislation. So let's get that fitted to the car. Okay, some progress has been made. I have fed down a red wire from this side of the car, the tail lamp down, and it is there underneath the bumper, ready to attach to the fog light. And I have also found a hole in the boot floor on the driver's side of the car, because this is obviously left-hand drive, remember, for the earth wire. So that's also dangling through. So now I just need to show you where it's dangling somewhere. There it is. Black wire. So I'll wire those up, screw in the fog light about there, nice and I'll measure it and make sure that it's nice and even with the exhaust pipe, and then it's a case of finding which one of these wires is the live feed for the tail lamp, splicing in that wire into there, and then I'm going to feed this earth wire under the carpet and through the car to the driver's side where I can wire in the switch. I've fed the wires in through a little hole I've created in the bumper, so now I just need to fit the fog light just there. Okay, there it is in place and screwed in and everything. So just need to now connect up the wires to there and feed that earth through. I've turned the lights on and it is pin number 4 on the way down that is giving me the live for the tail light. Hooray! Right, this is just a test rigging of the switch just to make sure so the light is on the switch. And as we go around to the back of the car, the fog light is illuminated. The tail light is also illuminated. Presumably the other tail light would be if it had a light cluster. And if I turn it off, light goes off, tail light is still on, fog light is off. Excellent. And then last check, just to check that my wiring makes sense, is if I turn the lights off completely and try and turn the fog light on, it shouldn't work. No, it doesn't light up. And it doesn't light up outside the car. Cool. Okay, so last little job is just to drill a hole in this panel here to mount the switch in, and then I can put it back on the dashboard, and that is one job done. Well, that is a hole drilled in the panel. Hopefully it's the right size for the switch, which is just it. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, I think that's the right size. Excellent. Right, let's get it in the car and all sorted. Okay, that is done. Switch is fitted, it's off, press the button, comes on, and go around the back of the car, and we have a fog light. Woohoo! Well, very excitingly, the green bulbs have arrived. So let's see if we can fit those instead of the standard clear indicator bulbs and get orange indicators. I think that works. That side is still red. That side does appear to be orange. And that's the second one done, looking all very orange, which is rather wonderful. Excellent stuff.
We just seem to spend our lives loading and unloading this thing onto a trailer. Okay, let's get her strapped down and get her up to the MOT test center. Right, are we ready to rock and roll?
Wash my hands.
Right, go wash your hands and let's get this thing up here. This is quite sad. This is the most driving the 500L has had in the UK, is shifting around car parks. So it's really quite sad. I can't wait to get on the road. Right, let's go and get this organised then. Bye, little Fiat is getting tested tomorrow. And it's Monday and we're back at Station Road Garage and we have the 500 and it has passed its MOT. So now we just have to send off £55, 6 months tax and all the paperwork for it, and hopefully we should be able to get a registration plate on that. Busy?
Yeah, always.
Well, it's a month later and we're on my very blustery beach in Wales. And lo and behold, we have a fully registered Fiat 500L with a new number plate. So Sean has brought the 500L to me, so let's go get inside and get out of this wind and I'll tell you all about how we got here. Was it worth it? Yes, but no. Would I do it again? Yes, probably. No, it was about £6,000 to buy the car, ship it, pay the taxes on it, get it registered, which took about a month. The only reason that there's a big gap between when the car came over, when I bought it in September, and now is because the car, we had to wait to 2015 so the car could be just MOT'd as opposed to an IVA, which saved us money on getting the car ready. So things like, for example, the rear fog light would have had been wired very differently for an IVA. But once the car turns 10, even though this does not turn 10 until later in the year, but they class it as a 2015 and thus 10 years old. You just have to MOT it and send off the paperwork and then you get registration plates. And we put the registration plates from the Maria on it, which Andrea was quite happy about because it gives us a little transatlantic link, because I took her car over and came back with this one and they both now share the same registration because she has V109 registered on the Maria in Idaho. Complicated? But yes, it was worth it. I know the people who owned this car before me. They were fastidious with the maintenance. They were fastidious with washing it. Even though it was in New England where they used a lot of salt, the car was washed at least once a week. And it has never been through a brush car wash. It's always these high pressure jet type things that are completely contactless. So the paint work is pretty much like new with the exception of a few parking dents. But otherwise, it's a really nice car. I really like it. It's lovely to drive. You've got the Abarth engine. You've got 160, 170 horsepower. You've got a really nice gearbox, which apparently is shared with a Lotus and a Citroen and a Toyota Camry. But, you know, it's not the clunky, robotized one that comes in the European cars. It feels nice quality. We have leather. We've got heated seats. We've got cruise. This one also has Beats audio, so I can pump up my tunes like the, 52-year-old that I am. Hopefully the long-term prospects of the car is it will be quite easy to look after because it shares so much in common with the European car, but at the same time so much is different. We had a headlight go out on it and I was like, oh, I'll look that up on the internet. It's an H7 bulb. Oh, they're very cheap. I'll just nip to Halfords and get one. And then I got to Halfords and I took the headlight apart and it's anything but an H7 bulb. It's some sort of weird forward, it sounds like a photocopier, H327/B or something, I can't remember now. And they are a lot more expensive than standard bulbs. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of this. I've also looked into getting a timing belt fitted to the car. spoke to my local garage and they're kind of like, because obviously the cars here did not come with multi-air. Fiat Puntos had some multi-airs. The Fiat 124 Spider has multi-air. Alfa Romeo Me Too uses multi-air, but there is no Fiat 500 with a multi-air. So we'll see what happens with that. Could make life interesting in the future. So goodbye from my favourite spot in Wales. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!